Hello and welcome to Recordholics Academy. My name is Gary, and if you're serious about making music and making it work, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're going to talk about the right way to grow a fan base without looking desperate. So, the thing about growing a fan base is that there's so many different ways you can do it. But the biggest thing is that I've seen so many artists out there that are like literally desperate. So desperate to gain fans that like they're DMing people nonstop, check out my music, check out my music. They're like spam commenting on YouTube videos and Instagram videos, and they're telling everybody, that they know to check out their music. Even people that they know don't care about their type of music. But, you're my friend, so you have to support me. Like, no, they don't, actually. If that's not something they genuinely like, why should you try and force it on them? And then make them feel bad about it. That's how you lose friends. Oh, they weren't supporting me. Well, they don't like that kind of music. You make it. They can respect it if you're not trying to shove it down their throat. So many people are like desperate to get their music out there that they just fall into these traps of doing anything and everything to get people to listen to their song. And it's like, that is so not the right way. You need to stay in your lane, move towards the goals you have, make the music, create the music, without expectations of people having to support it. You need to focus on the idea that making the music itself is the essential part. The success of creating the song and making it really, really good, as best as you possibly can. That's the goal, okay? After that, yes, we want people to hear it. But if you're so focused on people checking out your music, you're not making the music with the same energy that you should be. So that's first of all. When people see you out there desperately trying to get people to check out your music, they kind of go, But if you're just being yourself and allowing yourself to be out there for people to find you, you're going to start attracting people rather than like chasing them. Because as soon as you start chasing people, they're going to run away. They're going to run away because it's clear that you're desperate and that you just need them. People need to see you as something that they want to follow along with, as that they want to be a part of the growth of. So really, in my opinion, right now, one of the greatest things that you can do, honestly, 100%, one of the greatest things you can do as a musician who's trying to build something is to take your YouTube channel and stop it from being just a place for your music videos or like the audio of your songs. Like, yes, put that there, but you need to start making videos for people to follow along with. People want to see that there's a journey, like something that they should be a part of. That, like, if you're just, hey, I made a song and put it on Spotify, and like, well, no one cares. Literally no one cares. You can say, well, that's unfortunate and all that, but like, why should anyone care? You made a song. Okay, great. But if you're creating videos and content around how you're creating those songs, why you created the song that way, why you wrote certain lyrics about it, go through the lyrics with people. Even create a vlog where you can just show what you're doing, what it's like to be a musician and try to build a career. Like, that's probably the best thing you can do, is just create an ongoing vlog of the progression of your career, showing how you're learning about music marketing, showing how you're you're playing gigs, showing how you're in the studio or someone's bedroom creating a song and whatever. Like whatever it is that you're doing at whatever stage, just be real. Like this is what we're living in. We're trying to build this thing. I'm trying to build this thing. So I want you to follow along and see the struggle. Like that's going to build a fan base. That is probably the best way to build a fan base, is to allow somebody. Now, it doesn't have to be just YouTube. TikTok, you could do this on. I like YouTube because I think it's one of those platforms where videos live forever, or at least as long as YouTube exists. So like when you put things there, they'll always be there to be found. Not that they're not there on these other platforms, but they get lost in a sea of crap. Where on YouTube, it's a search engine. Things can be found. And not only that, but old content will be recommended depending on the given sort of behaviors of people who are watching videos. So like, if suddenly something you did a year ago becomes something people are looking for, and a couple of people start watching your video, YouTube will serve that year-old video to people in their feed. You're not going to get that really anywhere else on any other platform. I mean, many times I've seen videos get recommended to me that's 5 years old, because somebody went looking for it, watched it, and then YouTube said, oh, well, this person might like that too. And then it just snowballed. So that can always happen. But at the same time, YouTube likes when you're consistently giving it content, because it will consistently try that content with certain people. And if you're creating a storyline, essentially, it has to be real. You don't create, you can create, let's say, series of things, if you're creative that way, and create a series of things that are like, sort of like skits and stuff like that. That could be cool, but it doesn't have to be that way. I think the best thing that you can do, and one of the most important things you can do, is be genuine about where you're at and where you're going and the struggles. That's like, you'll get a small army of people that will fight for you and help you grow because they're following along with you and seeing your progression, and that you're struggling, and that you're trying to build this music thing and trying to figure out everything you need to do, because there's so much going on. There's so much you have to do. But we're living in an amazing time for musicians. That's been the case for the last several years, where like you have access directly to people on a variety of different platforms that just did not exist. I mean, I was in a band in 2001, okay? And we were killing it. We made an album. We had a fan base of local people in the town. We played shows. People would come and go crazy at them. We thought we're gonna be rock stars. There's no way we're not gonna get signed and go crazy. And it died. One day, there was a weird show we had, and it just started declining from there. We had no way to access a wider audience. I mean, the internet existed. There was buddings of, things like, platforms, but there was nothing even remotely like what exists now. And we had no knowledge at all of any kind of way to reach people through the internet. It just wasn't a thing people were doing. Distribution didn't exist. There was no Spotify. We made a CD. If we didn't give that CD to somebody directly and sell them that, they just didn't hear it. There was no way for them to hear our music otherwise. Now, there are thousands and thousands of ways that people can hear your music from anywhere in the world. So the opportunities are so huge now. you can build a fan base. A fan base doesn't have to be more than like 100 people who are really, really, vying for your success, who are really, really pushing for you to succeed. And they will support that. The reality is you don't need more than 100, let's say anywhere between 100 and 500 actual fans that will spend money with you to actually build something that can turn into, let's say, 1,000 fans, because once you hit 1,000 real fans, think about this. And I've seen other people talk about this before. I've been talking about this with people I interact with in the industry for years. And then recently I've been seeing a bunch of people posting about this. Because the reality is, and this is actually goes back to, I forget, there's a book from a guy who basically was like talking about marketing and building a brand and building your tribe. Well, essentially, if you can get 1,000 people to spend $100 throughout the course of a year on you or with you, you can make a solid living from that thing. So think of that as like the goal. Like, how can I build up 1,000 people? Now, 1,000 people doesn't mean I have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, or I have 1,000 fans on Instagram, followers on Instagram, or 1,000 followers on TikTok or whatever. That's not what that means. 1,000 real fans. So you could use something like Patreon. Like if you can get 1,000 people on Patreon to pay you, let's say, I don't know, $8 a month, something like that, you could end up making like a crazy, awesome amount of money just by doing that. And then you're building that fan base and making them even more committed to you, because you're feeding them connection, authentic connection, by showing them your growth and what you're doing and how things are going, and like what sort of new music you're working on, what songs you're writing, what's inspiring you, or are you having trouble being inspired, or all those things, this journey that you're going on. You took a trip to the studio, you met this guy, you talk about stuff and you be real with people and they'll connect to you. And if you can spend a couple of years building up to 1,000 fans who really care about you, who really want to support you, you don't have to work at a job anymore. You don't. You can now, because that's not the end though. I mean, it could be, you could be just, okay, we'll have that and I'll keep connecting with these people and live on that for years. But like, it will fade if you just try and leave it at that. But that can be the springboard for you to grow even more, because now you're getting income from your music and you don't need to go find income elsewhere, and you can now build by using your income to invest more into yourself. That's not the end. But that should be like your main goal. Like, how can I get 1,000 people who really want to support me? In order to get that, you're probably going to have a lot more followers and a lot more, fans and subscribers and watchers and all this other stuff, because that 1,000 is going to be like a percentage of the total, people who are following you and everything like that. But if you can get to that, that is the solid, foundation of an actual successful career. But the beauty of the internet age and the way things are now is those 1,000 people don't need to be in one location. They could be, 5 in this town, 5 in that town, 10 in that town, all around the world. 1,000 people, that's it. So building a fan base, yeah, that's tough. No matter what method you're using, what techniques you're using, what you're doing, building a fan base is going to be tough. But if you are being authentic, being yourself, and sort of keeping, sort of like metaphorically keeping your head down and moving forward and just pressing on, people will be attracted to that. If you're out there like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, please look at me, please look at me, please listen to my song, check out my song, check out my song, check out my song, check out my song. Oh my God, stop. Stop chasing fans. You're not going to get fans that way. No one, maybe you get a handful of people that listen to the song and stream it. Oh, my streaming numbers went up, but no one is doing anything else in your world. That's not beneficial at all. Don't worry about streaming numbers. Worry about fans, real fans who are actually going to like connect with you. A big thing that you can do to build your fan base is to respond to people directly. If someone makes a comment somewhere in any of your media, anywhere, about your song or about you or about your video or something, respond to them. You should be responding to every single comment. If it's a negative comment, respond with something positive so that they feel bad about making that negative comment. Don't engage in the back and forth fighting. Just say something positive and move on. If they say something positive, say thank you, and then ask them a question. Keep the conversation going. What did you like about it? I say, hey, this is a really cool song. Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. What was your favorite part? Or did you catch that thing I did in this part? Whatever. Something, start a conversation. Not only does that build connection with people who will be more likely to come back and see more of you, but it also trains the algorithms of these platforms that this person likes this person. They've commented several times on this video or on this song or on this post. So we're going to, the next time you post, that platform will give them a shot at checking it out. And the more you keep interacting with people on your posts, the more likely they are to see you again and again and again. And not only that, but the more likely the platform is to show you to other people. I don't know how these algorithms are programmed. I don't know how they specifically work because they change all the time. And spending your time trying to chase what the newest update to the algorithm is and what do I have to do to seed on the algorithm is a waste of time. I tell you right now, it is 100% a waste of time. What you should be focusing on is being consistent with posting, with connecting with people, and with interacting with them. So whatever little traction you get on your post, if it's nothing, just keep going. Because you will get some. You will get some interaction. As soon as you do, respond to it. Connect with these people. Because it's going to teach these people that you're there and that you're interested in them connecting with you. And you're going to teach the platform that you are active and that your content is being consumed and appreciated by certain people. That's how you grow. Whatever the algorithm coding changes to here and there, if you're head down, focused, moving forward, whatever it changes to, you'll be fine. If something drastically changes that alters like the entire essence of the platform, well, okay, so maybe go figure out what the change was. But they change these algorithms constantly. And there's no way you can keep up with, doing exactly what you think that they want. So you have to the bottom line is they all want people to stay on the platform so that they can serve them ads. That's the entire business model of social media in general, including YouTube, is they want people to stay on the platform so that they can serve them ads because people pay to put the ads in front of people. Right? Like, that's very simple. So if you have something that keeps people there and keeps people watching and reading and seeing and interacting, well, then they're still there and they can be shown ads. So that makes you valuable. And when they see that, they want to serve you to other people. There may be differences in how these different platforms do different things, and they may change little things about this detail or that. But the bottom line is that they need people to stay there. So if you're contributing to people staying there, you will grow, period. If you're not active, you won't grow. If you're active, you will. That's guaranteed. You say, well, I post a lot and I'm not growing. You're doing something wrong. Okay. So if you're posting a lot and also interacting a lot, that's key. Not just interacting in your own posts, but other people's posts as well, in your niche, in your world, let's say. Like, if you make a certain type of music, if you're going out and finding other artists that make that similar type of music, and you interact on their posts, you're going to end up making friends with people like that. And also other people who are there will end up finding you and interacting with you and then maybe checking out your profile, et cetera, et cetera. That's not the end all be all there with that, but it's part of a whole picture of you being active out there and not going out and saying, hey guys, I just posted a song too, check mine out. No, you see someone else posted a song and you go and you say, oh, that was pretty cool. I like this part. You interact with those people. Because you're being yourself. You're checking things out. You're getting yourself out into the world where people who like your type of music are. And it's only inevitable that over time, you're going to start making connections with people in that world, being them fans or other musicians, creators. It can only lead to good things. It can only lead to you building up your network in a sense of fans, friends, other musicians, promoters, producers. There's no way you're going to connect with these people unless you're out there in that world. And building up your network helps you build eventually a fan base as well. Because building up your network opens opportunities. Hey, you know what? This band that you connected with in your genre or similar, even an adjacent genre, you're interacting with them now. You're following each other. You're commenting on each other's posts. Now you're becoming friends. You're DMing with each other. And that band happens to be traveling in your area, and they go, "Hey, we're going to be in X town. I think you guys are pretty near that. Do you want to hop on that show? Or we need a new opener for that show." Whatever. Those are opportunities for you to gain fans. That being said, don't rely specifically on social media and the internet to gain fans. You should be using those things, using socials, using YouTube, and using email marketing, and also text marketing. If you, I don't know as much about that as I do about email marketing, but email marketing is huge. It's been huge since the day it came to existence. It has not gotten smaller. People are still using email. Okay, so build an email list. You can build an email list on social media and on the internet, and you can also build it in person. When you put somebody on your email list that you met in person, it's a whole other level of connection that you made with this person that makes it a huge difference when you send them an email that has your name on it and says, hey, I just did this thing, check it out. They're way more likely to open that email because they met you in person. They shook your hand. They wrote their name down on a clipboard for your email list. It's the slow way. It's the hard way. Sometimes people write things on the email list that are hard to read. And sometimes you lose people's emails because you couldn't read what they wrote. I've been there. But it is one of the greatest possible ways that you can build your fan base. Is to literally meet people in person and then ask them for their contact information so that you can reach out and send them stuff that you're doing. Show them what you have going on. Don't rely specifically on the internet and social media and things like that to gain fans. Every time you do a show, every single time you do a performance, whether you're doing cover gigs at restaurants or where you have a band and you're doing, homegrown original shows, anything. If you're performing, you need to have a clipboard with a stack of sheets on it that has a form. Make it look good. I can literally give you, if you send me a comment and your email, I can send you, I don't even have to put you on an email list or anything. Okay? I may do this soon. I can build an email list for this channel, but literally type in Google on Google. I need an email list, a free email list template, sign up sheet template, something. You'll find, I found one online. I downloaded it. I put my logo on the top, and then I just have the sheet. It's name, email, and whatever else you want from them. You put it on a clipboard with a pen, and you tell people at the show while you're on stage performing, if you really liked us, I hope you'll check us out on, whatever. This is our name, and please sign up for our email list. I have a clipboard at the table. Or maybe you have your friend is there who's not in the band. Please see this guy, this girl. They have a clipboard. Anybody who enjoyed the performance, please sign up for our email list. We can keep you up to date on what's going on. Anything like that. Whatever works for you. But build your email list. We all know that when you post things on social media platforms, even if you have tens of thousands of followers, which I have had, and posted things and had 2 likes on it. But then you'll post something else and you'll get 100 comments and whatever. Like, you don't know what people are going to see and what they're not going to see on social media and YouTube and stuff like that. Yes, you consistently post, you grow, you gain organic followers, great. It's a beautiful resource, a fantastic way to get yourself out there, phenomenal way to gain fans and grow a fan base, but there's no guarantee with it at all. You make a post, who knows what's going to happen? That's why you got to keep posting, right? But if you send out an email to people you met in person at a show, on top of people, let's say you have a form online that all your social media should be directing people to signing up for your email list. It should be the main thing you send people to on your social media profile. You send them an email, there's a percentage, you could say, that will open the email. And when you meet people in person and they go on your email list, it's a much higher percentage of people who open your emails. especially if you don't overdo it and send them emails all the time, but you don't underdo it and you keep in contact with them so they remember you. I've had people I met in person, put their name in my list a couple of days later, sent them an email, said, hey, this is Gary. We met at that event. And I had well over 50% open rates on those people when I sent them those emails. Typically, you get an email list of people that signed up online through an ad or whatever. You might get 10 to 15, maybe 20% open rate and way less click rate by clicking on something in the actual email, which would be like the link to a video you just posted or whatever. So you want people to be more connected with you, and building that real fan base will come from meeting people in person. So the more you can get out of the internet and just use the internet to document what you're doing and put stuff out there for people to find, and the more that you can go out into the real world and actually meet people and interact with them around your music, be it shows, stuff like that, the better. Because those are real, authentic connections. So if you can find a way to do little mini tours where you go travel and play a gig 3 hours away from where you live, 4 hours away from where you live, and do that, start doing that consistently in a radius around the area where you live, places that are accessible to you, you know, take the weekend off, go do a show 3 hours away, stay there overnight maybe, but make sure that you meet 5 people and get them on your email list, at least. Even if you met one person, that's huge. Because one person that connects with you at a show, that really liked you and gave you their contact info, and you connect with them, you speak with them, one person can turn into 10. Because those people, when they're really excited about you because they met you and they saw you and it was, wow, this was so good, they will bring a friend the next time you play in that town. And then that could turn into, oh, we're all going to go. And, you know, me and all my 5 friends are going to come and check out this band because, you know, we need to go out for a drink tonight and you guys are playing. That's going to be awesome. Cool. So get out into the world and meet people. If you're doing a combination of all this stuff, if you're doing, you know, YouTube videos that are not just, hey, I'm playing music or I'm doing a cover song. Like, yeah, do that. But find ways to be personal and show your personality on these videos so that people can connect with you. If you're doing that and you're doing that somewhat consistently, and on top of putting out actual cover songs and you know, songs that you're writing and things of that nature, especially on YouTube, you will grow a fan base. It will take time and energy and effort and consistency, but it will happen. If you're doing that, and you're also taking the time to go to play shows locally, but also not locally, a few hours away, and you start doing that consistently, once a month, let's say once a month you do a show that's within a 3-hour radius, and you start hitting those points and you find the places that you can book at. Once a month we go here, then the next month we go over here, next month we go over here, next month we go over here, and you make your way around, and all of a sudden a few months later, you're back at that one that you went to. And those people that you met that are on your list, you let them know. So maybe on your list, you make a little note of what city these people are from, right? That's like one of your forms, like name, email, and city, or something like that. So then, okay, cool, city, state, you know, if you're in the U.S. If you're in Europe or anywhere else, like it's whatever helps you. If it's city, province, whatever info will help you know, okay, do that. And get that info, and then you can categorize your list with areas. And you go, okay, this month we're playing again here. And you can go and personally, rather than just like a blast email, you can, those few people you remember that you interact with regularly in that area, let them know, hey, we're going to be playing this date. I would love to see you there. I hope we can get a drink or whatever. They'll come to the show. Some of them will definitely come to the show. And now you're slowly building fan base in these little areas surrounding where you live, not just locally in that your core area. you're going to end up building a fan base in your core area by going out and building around it. Because then you can start branching out eventually too, a little further. Now we spend the whole weekend because it's a longer trip, 6 hours, or whatever. But you get the idea, because you need to put in this effort to physically meet people and virtually meet them, connect with them. It's all about connecting with people. So be it comment sections where you connect with people, email lists, meeting people in person and then getting them on your email list and getting them to follow you on Instagram and YouTube and whatever. Doing that in person is way, way, way better than just running an ad and getting people, to sign up for your email list, or getting people who just happen to like a video, click on a link in your bio and then go on your email list. Those are good things. We will do those also, but it's so much more valuable when you meet somebody in person. So much more valuable. So anyway, there's quite a bit of ways to build your fan base. I think I touched on a lot of cool stuff that I think will really help a lot of people who are maybe like lost. I'm just posting. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just posting and, writing and posting. And I don't know what's happening. Nothing's happening. Get yourself a plan. Start coming up with things that you can consistently do and get yourself moving. Get yourself out into the real world, meeting people, playing, performing. If you're a musician and you make music and you perform it, go out and perform that music. And when you're performing, get people on your email list so that they can follow you when you do post those things and you do send out those videos and whatever. You can connect with those people and they'll remember you because they met you. So really important stuff. And I can go into detail on a lot of these topics too. If there's anything in here that you think, oh, can you talk more about that, about the email list, about how do I set up an email list, or, what videos should I be making on YouTube, or whatever it is, let me know in the comments and I will talk about that in a video. I'm going to need more topics to talk about, so help me out and I'll help you out. So let me know in the comments what you think of this. If you think I'm out of my mind, fine. But let's talk about this. Get in the comments and let's chat. Well, listen, that's going to be it for today. Thanks for checking out the video. My name is Gary, and I'm here to remind you to keep creating and keep pushing. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.